sophisticated. To get a verse from me, you gotta be sophisticated. To get a verse from me, you gotta be sophisticated. To get a verse from me, you gotta be sophisticated.
Well, what's really good, everybody that's watching this video? Y'all know who I am, the Sophisticated Black Strong, DSBS. Yes, it is. And I'm having to come and make time. You know, it seemed like I ain't been on for a while, and I haven't. That's realistically, I haven't been on for a while. But it ain't that I got time today. I'm making time today. It's bittersweet that I'm having to come and talk about what I'm about to talk to you guys about. But it's necessary. I would have went live about it. I would love it if you guys would come in, you know, and let me know if this is something that y'all would love to go live about and talk about, because I would love to. But as of right now, I gotta talk about it this way. I just want to be able to concentrate and articulate this, because it's on my heart real heavy. And y'all don't mind me, because I mean, yeah, I'm driving and y'all finna see me eating my food and stuff too, but I had to go ahead and talk about this subject. If you're seeing the title, and I'm hoping that that's the same title it's gonna be when I actually upload this video. The title of this video should be, as of right now, when it's uploaded, The Solution to Black on Black Crime. This is a subject that is being dodged. This is a subject that no one is really articulating via social media, which is a means of being able to reach multiple people at one time. But you know what? Social media itself has a role to play with some of the black on black crime as well. Not social media, the platform of social media, just the ability that it has, but it's the people that's using it and their intent. But I'm not gonna jump too far ahead. I wanna start somewhere. First off, I wanna start talking about the reason why I'm talking about what I'm talking about. And that's the big elephant in the room in a lot of our minds in black culture right now, and that's rap music. Rap music. Let's talk about it. It's almost so simple for me that there's no articulated way for me to speak about this subject and how rap music is perpetuating black on black crime. To me, that's one of the main things that's perpetuating black on black crime. I'm gonna say male versus male. The men. What got the men tripping? These young males, these young men, to put it like that. One of the things that God's words say is death and life is in the power of the what? The tongue, right? So let's just talk about that simply. What is coming out of the mouths and off the tongues of a lot of these artists nowadays, these black artists? What's being said? Which ones are getting most attention? And you have to ask yourself why. I could be specific, but I don't want to just call nobody out, because that ain't what I'm here for. Because it's not the artist's fault at the end of the day. It's the people that consume it. That's just like saying, if you go and snort crack with fentanyl in it, which seems to be killing a lot of people, is this fentanyl. It ain't the fentanyl's fault that the person end up dying. It's the actions of the person, because they chose to ingest that. There was a choice in between the time that they saw it and the time that they ingested it, and it had its effect on them. There was a time that the decision could have been made to say, no, I'm not gonna do this. So you can't blame the rap artist. But let's speak about what is it that's being said out of the mouths of these rap artists. And it's just one aspect of what we're talking about. I'm just starting with the rap artists. What is it that they are saying? If God's word say death and life is in the power of the tongue, let's keep it basic for a second and ask the question: are they speaking life? Or are they speaking death? And when those words, whether it be life or death, is hitting the conscience of those that are ingesting this drug called rap music, how is it affecting them? Is it something that can be used as a means of uplifting or to heal or to be better or, motivation? Now, motivation is one that could be two different ways, because you could be motivated in a negative way and motivated in a positive way. This old saying, what's understood don't have to be explained. We know, but the reason why I'm breaking it down like this is because of how serious this stuff is. Y'all bear with me just a second. All right, I had to pause for the calls for just a second because, business. So, like I was saying, what is this rap music? How is it being used? Is it motivating, for the good, or how is it affecting the masses of people that ingest it? So, in order for us to answer that question, let's look at the decisions of those and that make, that do what they do, in black culture. Under the impression and under the assumption that they are being motivated by the rap music. And I said it's just on the one thing that I'm gonna touch on. Black on black crime. Black men murdering black men. Black men robbing other black people. Black men abusing black women. Black women portraying out the mannerism that is being articulated through music, through other black female artists. Black men acting out the description of what's being stated from the tongues of other black male artists. All of that, like the robbing, the killing, the stealing, the drugs, the guns. You can find all of this being depicted in the music that is dominant right now. The music that gets the attention. Why is it that we pay so much attention to the point to where we will even memorize the words that's coming out of the mouths of these artists? You got kids that can repeat every word from your what's his name? The NBA young boy, Lil Baby, all of these artists like that, Lil Durk, King Von. I can name on and on and on all of these different young artists. These young men can repeat every word of what they say. No matter how fast or slow it's being stated, it's being embedded in their conscious psychologically, to the point where if presented with an opportunity to act this out, 9 times out of 10, by them memorizing those lyrics, that means that has attached itself that spirit of that music has attached itself to that particular individual that can repeat every word, because death and life is in the power of the tongue, right? So when they start to speak this stuff and rap it and repeat every word, no matter how negative or positive it is, it almost in a sense becomes law in their moral conscience. Y'all with me right now? Y'all still with me? So when you start dealing with a moral conscience, the moral consciousness, the thing that you entertain the most tends to become it becomes you. You know how, we're influenced by, when we're younger, our parents. You find yourself, if your mom, cussed a lot and talking crazy to you when you was a kid and stuff like that, you might just find yourself, as you become an adult, doing the same thing. Unless you came to terms of that being wrong, because of how it may have affected you. I want y'all to remember what I just said. Some experience, something that you took and experienced from someone that was close to you, that was an influence upon you, doing a particular thing that you find yourself now in your adult years doing, when they were doing it around you or to you as an adult, and you find yourself doing it. How is that? It's because of it being embedded in your conscious, the experience, something that stuck with you because it was around you. When you're a child, you like a sponge to things. You start to remember stuff. You start to remember things that happened to you. And subconsciously, you'll find yourself contemplating on these things and even emulating these things at a time. And if you don't stop yourself, it'll become law in your conscience. It'll become law in your decision making. It'll be the basis of the way that you handle certain situations. Especially if you have come to terms that energy is powerful to you. For some reason in black culture, we feel as if the negative manner that we express at times is powerful. It has its ability to get results in the way that you want it to get results. In black culture, we think in being tough and playing this role of callousness is something to traditionally become, and if you don't become that, you feel as if you're not going to get the same respect as those that do operate in that manner because of it being so dominant. Not knowing that those mannerisms are so toxic and has had such a key role in the condition of black culture right now that is sick. We, as a culture, have lost our moral compass in the way that we get down with each other. So much to the point that other races and other cultures look at us as the bottom of the barrel. Why is that? Because a lot of it got to do is the way that we carry ourselves in public, the way we act in our mannerisms in public, the mannerisms that media give off about us, the music. And it's amazing to me that when myself, I deal with other cultures, and I'm gonna say that in just a second. when I deal with other cultures, and I'm actually complimented for having a manner that is or seemingly uncommon to the males in my race. To be more specific, to be articulate, to be, have courage and have confidence when I speak, look people in their eyes, be able to smile, speak when they don't speak to me. Hey, how you doing? I'm getting complimented. Opening doors for women, whether they are white or black, Asian, Mexican, it don't matter. As a man, that's something that I was raised to do. Something that I saw other men do. So therefore I emulated that part because I saw that to be right. There were things that happened to me that were done that I could have took the energy of that and allowed that to become a part of who I am today. Meaning that I act out the same way that it was acted upon me. To be more specific, I was beat as a child by my stepfather, which actually is my brother's daddy. I used to get beat with extension cords, toys, tree branches, stuff that, that is totally, really is child abuse. It's child abuse. And this is the thing, I never even deserved it. I could have took that side of the fence and used that to justify me being a negative black male. Now, did I have my challenges because of those things happening to me? Yes, I did. I have made some poor decisions because going through that type of stuff caused me to have a very temperamental manner about myself. I grew up in a sense I was happy, but that's going through that broke something in me. It made me kind of angry and very short-tempered because of me being defenseless. And when I got to a point where I was able to defend myself, that's exactly what I started to do. Anything that posed itself as a threat to me, I would buck. I wasn't afraid to fight. Still ain't. But now that I'm older, and I know where that energy come from, I've chosen to not allow that part of me to drive my decision making in this day. I could have allowed those things to be the reason and a dictator in doing negative things that was done to me, to do it to other people. But to me, that's very coward. I trusted God, and I had to pray about my bad temper. I did not want that to be the definition of who I was. Did it try to become a definition of me? Yes. You know why? Because at the end of the day, evil wants those negative things that have happened to you to become definition of who you are as a man. That is something that have happened to black men in black culture. The negative things that have happened, some of them have gone to jail. Some of them have been abused. Some of them have been around atmospheres that merit them to have become and make decisions that they have made today. Gangster stuff. They mama on drugs. They daddy sold drugs. Wasn't around. Mama, different men. all kind of different variables that has a negative effect on children, all the way to adulthood, has and does have an effect on the psyche and the conscious, the moral conscious of black culture. It really does. It has. And that's what we're dealing with today. Still dealing with it today. Some of us that are older, like myself, I'm 42 years old, by the way, seeing the younger males, you know, between the ages of 21 and 30, and the decisions that they making to embrace this lifestyle that has been defined as gangster and acted out based on what they hear in the music, is sick. It's sickening. Black males are dying in areas of the United States. Give an example like Memphis, Tennessee, dying every single day by violence. Black on black crime. That's being motivated by a perception that was created from the time that they were little. They didn't just come into that all of a sudden. It's been progressive because of what's been around them, the things that they have ingested consciously, subconsciously. They have allowed these things to motivate them, as the rap music, as the poor upbringing. They go hand in hand. A lot of times the poor upbringing starts and then the music gives justification, because in the mind of a black man in black culture, seeing these other black men speaking and being able to speak in a way that they can relate to the negative part of them. Trying to find an outlet to deal with their anger. It seems as if that music is speaking to that part of them. Give a prime example. Tupac, Death Around the Corner. Say some of the lyrics so you can understand. This first verse. I see death around the corner. Gotta stay high while I survive in the city where the skinny niggas die. If they bury me as a G nigga. No need to worry, I express retaliation in the area. I see death around the corner. Any day trying to keep it together. No one lives forever anyway, struggling and striving. My destiny's to die, keep my finger on the trigger. No mercy in my eye in the ball of confusion. I think about my daddy madder than a motherfucker. They never should have had me. I guess I seen too many murders. The doctors can't help me. Got me stressing with my pistol in my sheets. It ain't helping, am I paranoid? I tell you the truth. I'm out the window with my AK ready to shoot. Right out of endo and my mind can't take the stress. I'm out of breath, make me want to kill my damn self. But I see death around the corner. You hear me? That was when I was young. And I remember the lyrics to that song. I remember the lyrics to that song. I was raised in the city. Shitty ever since I was an itty bitty kid, drinking liquor out my mama's titty. And smoking weed was an everyday thing in my household. And drinking liquor till you're out cold. And though I'm grown now, nigga, it's the low power busting on the niggas till they gone. Why do I, at 42 years old, still remember songs how? Because a part of me wanted to, I related not to the specific thing that he was talking about, but just the anger. That wasn't even my life, but my anger attached to his experiences. As if, and I made his experiences my own in my conscience. I might as well have been going through what Tupac went through. because I gave life to it by allowing it to come into my conscious, and I started to repeat those words. I brought life to it. And now, in my mind, it was real to me. And that wasn't even my life. I went through stuff, but not what he was talking about. But it felt like I was. The thing is, pain is pain. No matter how it's experienced. All of our stories are different, but the way we relate is because it hurts. Ain't nobody enjoying going through pain. So knowing the root and where we all meet each other halfway as far as black culture is concerned, the definition of where we meet each other is pain. Pain is being expressed so much on black culture. Pain is being pushed upon and experienced in black culture so much that we become accustomed to it existing in our culture. The joblessness, the homelessness, the violence, the drugs, all of it has its root in pain. All of it is affecting us in a painful way. We got friends that have gone through that, probably still going through it. We got family members that's going through it, whether it be drugs, the violence, whatever. We all as black culture are attached either to someone or the experience itself has happened to us as individuals. It's on the televisions. They have forced that upon on our conscious. Even on television, it's people that don't even go through that and find themselves gravitating to that mindset and that mentality, even in other cultures. Because for some reason, they thinking that, in other cultures, they thinking it's entertaining to want to be the gangster, to portray that type of image. Not knowing how toxic it is, not knowing how damaging it is, because once you find yourself emulating what you see, it becomes you. How many times have we seen other men, I ain't gonna say black, other men in other cultures looking like black men do in the streets, or finding themselves in the streets themselves, when their upbringing never even merited them being there? How did they find themselves there? Because that's something that they chose to emulate, and it became them. And all that they had to do was find a platform that was a reality, and what better place than the streets? Because that's where a lot of even the music is originating from. It's from the streets. In the households of those that have portrayed that particular lifestyle that's being defined as the streets. What has it done to black culture? What has this so-called streets done to the black man? The image, the intelligence, the respect. What has it done? It has literally raped and robbed black culture of that being. I mean, of it, what we supposed to be, what we could be, as a unit, as a whole. You do have some black men that have gone through what the image of the streets has portrayed and did something better with their life. Then you got some that the streets and going through that took them under. because they never tried to do anything different other than what the streets defined for them. The drugs, the guns, the womanizing, making 3-4 different kids with 3-4 different women. Going and robbing. Being a source for some of the most toxic drugs there is, that has killed so many black men and women and children, done robbed so many black men, women, and children. Robbed them. Robbed them of their innocence. All of this stuff has been a choice. Everything that's in existence started out with a thought. Even with the stuff that has progressed itself to what we see today. It all started with a thought. Some will say that the image that we see today in black culture was forced upon us back in the 80s, when they introduced, crack cocaine to our neighborhoods and stuff like that. They say it was forced upon us. But do you know that it was a choice to either do or not do? But there were many of black men and women who were playing on certain levels and chose to do those things in a controlled environment, and even in environments that upper echelon, middle class and upper class people existed. They were the one doing the cocaine and the drugs and stuff like that or whatever. Some black people got invited to these parties, and they started doing it themselves, and they brought it from up there down here, where we know, figuratively or just, as far as the image is concerned, where we would just say our neighborhoods and our communities. Hey, try this. Teenagers. Bring it, have other teenagers do it. The parents don't know what they doing. Little Katie, she, mom and dad, millionaire or whatever, but, she got, friends and stuff. So, some of the stuff that, she bring that down because she got connections to it. Got other, young men and women started doing it. Oh, this is cool to do. Have those people strung out. Then it just perpetuated itself to the point of what we see today. When all those that chose to do it say no. No. I'm about to run out of memory on this darn phone, but you know what? I'm gonna try my best to get this video done. So, with all that being said, because this is a very long thing, something long that I really having to touch on and break down, how decision making led us to where we are today in black culture, led us to where we got black on black crime, led us to where we got so many people doing drugs. So what is it gonna take to end black on black crime? All it's gonna take is us to make the decision to value each other more than we have in the past. To stop doing some of the things that we've done to get us to where we are today. To stop it. Where do we stop it at? We stop it with the little ones right now. Teach them not to do this stuff. Stop allowing the media to have a place in your household to where your children are seeing this stuff. Start setting the standard like the old folks used to be like, y'all go in y'all room. Stop letting them hear conversations. Get off of TikTok, shaking y'all behind and stuff like that, trying to get attention, because the media itself has a huge part to play in the way that black culture has ended up as well. We got work to do. And it's gonna start with any person that's listening to this video right now. If you hear this video, it's gonna start with you at your home. Start getting involved in your children's lives, what they doing, who they hanging around. Your kids, these young men, your boys. Get in their business. Forget about trying to be their friend. If you want them to live, and if you want to have a change and see a change, and your son not be a potential victim of gun violence and drugs and gang stuff, get in their business. I got 2 little girls. I got a 5-year-old and a 3-month-old, and I can assure you, my 5-year-old already be on, looking at videos and stuff on YouTube or whatever, and I done seen some stuff that I'll be like, you know what? Nope. Cut that out. It starts at home. Start today. If you hear my voice, because I'm about to stop this video in about 30 seconds, but at the sound of my voice, that is going to be the change. Get in your kids' business. Go in their rooms right now. Look and see what they got in there. Drugs, guns, get it out of there and have a conversation with them. Love them enough to get in their business, okay? I'm going to try to make another video and try to continue this or whatever, but get in their business. I'm out.